If you were with me last time, then we got the fingerboard radius, and now I'm going to mark out the fret slots. I've replaced the center line for the fingerboard, which is our reference, and I've got a fret rule. It's one of the Crimsons. It's got 4 different scales on it, so I need to make sure that we are using the right one, which is that one, 25.5. Yeah, we don't want to be putting a different scale on, because that will lead to anger and swearing. I've got the neck mounted on a block with masking tape and super glue, so it lifts it up a bit and it makes it nice and stable. The frets need to be perpendicular to the center line, so you need to be as accurate as you possibly can be when you're doing this. It's why, you know, I've got a decent, good quality fret ruler and a good quality protractor, because obviously if the frets are slightly in the wrong place, then the intonation is going to be off on the guitar. It's not going to tune properly, and you know, it leads to loads of problems. You want to get this part as absolutely accurate as you possibly can. I'm going to line the fret rule along the center line. So you line it up at the nut, and then we make sure that it's matching all the way along. Should have got the masking tape ready first. Nothing like being prepared. Line him up at the nut at the start of the fingerboard, bring him in to the rest of the line. Right, so the masking tape should hold that in place for me, and when I get to this end of the fingerboard, I'll put another piece on lower down and then remove that so I can mark where we go. So I'm going to go along the fret rule and mark each fret. Right, part one done. Fret slots are marked, we've checked them, they're good. So now I need to start making the actual slot itself. Now, the best way I've found of doing this is to start by using a scalpel. I've got a 10A blade on this, and I've just put a fresh blade on as well, so I know I can be as accurate as possible. I've done the first few just to get going, and I'm not going to do all of them on camera because, yeah, that's not exactly scintillating view, to be honest. But I wanted to show you, how I do it. Line the protractor up in the same way as we did when we were marking the slots. So we get it, so we're down the centre line, going at 90 degrees, perpendicular, and then we make sure that the protractor is covering the pencil mark, and then you follow the edge. And the important thing is don't try and press too hard, just literally let the tip go across the top of the wood, following the protractor or ruler, whatever you use, so it literally just parts the wood fibres in the top. And then when you've got a mark, you don't need the protractor, and you can use the tip of the blade to score the hole. So it means going over each one several times, but it's, like with a lot of power tools, it's better to do it in small increments, small passes, take a small amount of material, and it lets you be that much more consistent and accurate. One good thing about these this one particular, is it's very flexible, so it will easily follow the fingerboard radius that you've got. I've done guitars that's got like a 10 or 12 inch radius, which is obviously less shallow than this one, and it followed it absolutely fine. So you see how the pencil mark is being replaced by the scalpel. That's what you want. So you're gonna, when you cut the slot, you'll get it in where you marked it, and because you've checked where the marks are, you're accurate. So up to fret number 6, so I've got another 18 to do, so I'm going to get those done, and yeah, I'll be back with you in a sec. Yeah, not for the first time. I wish I had a radial arm saw, so you could just get it set up and you'd have the slots done in like 5 minutes, if that. But we are done. So slots were marked. Now I've scored the fretboard with the scalpel blade, and that gives me something I can locate the teeth of the saw blade into when I'm cutting the actual slot. Which is also the reason why I radiused the fingerboard before I did this, because sawing into a flat piece is more difficult than one that's got a slight curve to it, because obviously you've got less teeth in contact, and it's easier to be accurate with it. So that's why I'm doing it this way around. Obviously, if I've got the right equipment to do it, then I could just set it up on a jig and just away we go, and it would be done in minutes. But I have to do it the long way, and neighbour's working on his van again, sorry. So So yeah, that's marking fret slots. I don't have time to actually cut them now, unfortunately. I need to go and help my mum with something, so I've got to go and do the dutiful eldest son. Hope you enjoyed the video, hope you found it useful. I appreciate you guys supporting me. Hope you all have an amazing week, and yeah, I'll be back in the garage next weekend for more shenanigans. So yeah, till then, be good to each other, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.